What's going on, guys? This is Len from TechShift, and today I'm going to unbox the new MacBook. This is not the MacBook Air. Apple has gone back to its traditional MacBook naming, and here it is in space gray with the base configuration. Now they do offer it in gold and silver, and I must say that when I first heard of a gold laptop I kind of laughed, but after seeing it in person, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. But space gray was a way to go for me. I was waiting for a darker color laptop since the black MacBook, and this is the closest thing I could get, so let's get to the unboxing. Here's the MacBook. The box itself is very small. The MacBook there. Nothing back here. Yes, real. I did get the base model with the 1.1 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs flash storage, and it comes with the Intel HD 5000. That to the side. Get that back into frame. Oh no! Put that right here. The laptop looks very nice, and it's definitely light. The difference between the 11-inch and 11-inch MacBook Air and this, as far as the weight, I know they're saying this is a lot lighter, but as far as I can tell, they weigh about the same as far as just carrying them around. That's just my first opinions right off the bat of opening it. Of course, it comes in the traditional. Actually, no, this is a little different plastic that they normally wrap their Macs in. They usually have like a glossy type plastic. This is more of a rough plastic, if you're interested in that fact, I guess. Put that to the side. The laptop looks very nice. As you may or may not know, they removed the glowing Apple logo, and now it sort of matches the other Apple products such as the iPhone and the iPad. Yeah, I don't really mind. I don't really care for the glowing Apple. And here's the back of it, bottom of it. It is definitely a very thin laptop. Very nice. And this time it is all aluminum around, even the hinge, if you can see that from there. I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro Retina to compare the size to. I know it's not the best size comparison, but it's something. Now, of course, I'll open it up. Is that in frame? So, yep. And of course, the paper that's always in the MacBooks when you first open them. I'm sure you guys know by now that Apple has switched up their keyboard to what I believe they call their butterfly style keys. Essentially now the keys have very little travel, and when I first heard of that I was really disappointed because I really like current MacBook Pro laptops, or MacBook Air for that matter, so I was a little worried, but I use it at the Best Buy store and the Apple store, and after about 10 minutes I actually got used to it.
Use English for the main language. Press the return key.
And let me feel it a little bit more. It definitely doesn't have too much travel to it, but it does have a little clicky feeling, and I think it feels very nice actually, and I'm sure I'll get used to it relatively fast. What I do notice about the keys, the backlight is the backlight is very precise. The keys are lit up very nicely, each individual letter, and overall, I think I will really like this laptop, the keys on this MacBook laptop. It also has the new Force Touch trackpad, which, again, if you don't know, Apple has removed the physical click and then replaced it with the haptic feedback. So essentially it's like a phone's ringer when you sort of lower it to its lowest settings and you get a little vibration. It's essentially like that, but from my first usage, it does feel like a, how do I explain this the best way I can? It feels like a tighter trackpad, because it feels like it clicks, but again, it doesn't really click, and it just takes a little bit to get used to, but it will bring I hope that it will bring new features. And I know that you can, for example, if you have a QuickTime movie open and you want to hold down the button, if you hold that down harder, it sort of fast forwards it a little bit faster, and of course vice versa, if you hold it down a little lighter, then it moves along slowly. So let's see where that brings us. I mean, where Apple takes us from there. Yeah, this is just my first impressions of it. Again, I think the change just takes a little bit of time to get used to. The keyboard feels different. I can't say better or worse yet, but it feels, I personally like it right now. But again, I'll see in my, I'll talk about it more in my full review. The trackpad, it is large, so that's nice. Again, I'll just take a little bit of time to get used to that. I know that the speakers, I heard, are, from other reviews, I've heard the speakers are very loud on this little machine. And just hearing the man's audio 2 seconds ago, I can definitely say that it does sound clear. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, of course, how do I forget? It only has the headphone jack, and the USB Type-C, which of course I'll bring out the charger now, if you can see that from there. Now, the USB Type-C is an all-in-one port, so it will charge your machine. It will, be a USB cable. It'll be used for connecting displays, which is a good and bad thing, because again, for convenience in the future, if everything sort of goes to USB-C, then yeah, one cable could do it all. But as of now, it's sort of an inconvenience to have that one cable. I mean, having that one port, so you do need dongles, and Apple will sell you that, of course. And it's pretty expensive from Apple. If you want, a basic USB dongle, just to connect from USB to a regular, USB-C to a regular USB connector, it's like 30 bucks. So that is an inconvenience, but for my usage, I don't plan to connect much to it. If I do connect something, it's generally gonna be Bluetooth. And yeah, this is a machine that's gonna be used on the go, so I can't really complain too much right now. Anything else to say? Oh, let me get the charger to show you. While we're at it, I guess I'll just show you what was in the box. Unboxing, Glenn, come on, get to it. MacBook, just MacBook. Some little guidelines, more MacBook information in here. I'll close this up. Apple always does really nice packaging with their laptops, or computers in general. I've heard a lot of people complain about the USB charger for the MacBook. 1 second, let me get the actual connector out. So there were a few people complaining that this wasn't long enough, but I think that it is very similar to other MacBooks. It's about, I'd say, soft camera, because I'm sort of, I'd say 6 feet. I just put it from head to toe, and it was like a foot over me, because I'm like 5 foot tall. So I think it's long enough. And yeah, let me get a closer look at it. That is the USB Type-C connector. And of course it is reversible now. I don't really care. I mean, I like that, but I prefer Apple's MagSafe connector because that was already, you know, back reversible, and MagSafe that was awesome. But again, I'll talk more about it in my full review. And here's the actual outlet connector. This is very small. I think it's about the same size as the iPad's charger, which again, when you're on the go, something smaller, anything smaller is nicer. So that's cool. Overall, I can tell that I'm going to like the laptop. The screen is a 12-inch display, Retina, of course. It looks very nice. Yeah, I think that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my full review.